I have a second channel, Cube Comp MTDX. Here, buddy. Have a look at what we have here today. 2 HP desktops that were donated in. These came from a smoker's home. So if you or any of your buddies like to hit the Marlboros every once in a while, or probably every day, you may want to have a look at this. This will probably be a good example of why you should stop smoking. Because when you see what's inside these computers, just think what's inside your lungs. So anyways, we're going to start out with this machine here. It's an HP Pavilion A6530F. And I'd say it's a pretty nice machine back in its day. This thing from 2008 or early 2009, sometime around then. It has a Phenom, first gen Phenom, AM2 Plus, triple core processor, 8450, 4 gigs of RAM, 640 gig hard drive, 6150 SD graphics, which is integrated graphics, Windows Vista Home Premium, 64-bit, with Service Pack 1, card reader, Pocket Media Drive Bay, which I don't think everybody ever bothered to use. So yeah, pretty nice machine for its time. And I would definitely say if this thing works, it would be worth fixing up and refurbishing. It would still be a pretty capable machine for basic stuff. And we have this other machine. It's a HP Pavilion P6 series. I don't know exactly what year it's from off the top of my head. It has an SD reader up front, audio jacks, 2 USB 2 ports, Pentium dual core inside, Windows 7, DVD burner, and they left the plastic on the front of this thing, so when I get to pull this off, it'll look like a brand new machine, at least up front. So again, we'll start out with this one here. So before I open up the chassis, I'm going to spin it around because this actually opens on the right side if you're looking at the front of it. So before I open this up, just look at all the stains on this thing from the cigarette smoke. I mean, this thing it's nasty. It's gonna need more than just clean out with the air compressor. It's gonna need probably a good, at least on the case, it's gonna need a good wiping down with some good cleaner. There's the back of this machine. Light on power supply, I can already tell. They're usually pretty good units. Good audio on this board. Not sure if it has gigabit LAN or 10100. We'll find out later on, I guess. Integrated video. SPDIF out. And 2 PS2 ports. Don't know if this thing's ever been popped open before. But I mean, you can probably tell just by looking at the back of this thing. The stains, the dust and the fans. Cigarette smoke dust is its own kind of thing. And it has a tar in it. It just sticks to everything. Oh boy. Oh. 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 So from my understanding, I think this machine sat in storage for some time. Alright guys, are you ready? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, lovely as ever. Spider webs and dust collecting on them and everything. So this thing ran like this, with spider webs and stuff in it. Oh yeah, Isn't this wonderful? Oh man, this is gonna make a nice cleanup video. Motherboard has some failing caps, of course. That's wonderful. And these ASUS boards are a bit of a pain in the butt to replace caps on, because they're just tricky to work with, really, to be honest. And I want to show you guys something. Let me grab my flashlight. So I want you guys to have a look at this. Let's see here. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like around the CPU VRM area, it's like the board is a little darker. Looks like this AMD Phenom triple core was putting a bit of a load on this board's power supply. Yeah, but yeah. I'm gonna do an attempt at recapping this thing. Those Chemicons those specific Chemicons are a bad series, and that's why they're failing. I may replace the ones that are bulging, or I'm not going to do them all. Like I said, these ASUS OEM boards, the PCBs and the solder they use, it's just so tricky to get the stuff to melt. Now I happen to have a decent soldering station on hand right now that has a bit more power and may do better than just my regular old plug-in soldering irons would. So we'll see. I do happen to have another board just like this. I'm going to say almost just like this, sitting over here in my box of pulled motherboards from those AMD Ryzen 3 2200G upgrades. I got one over there that is the exact same board, except it came out of a more budget-end machine. There it is down there. This is actually the motherboard that was running in the TV box for several years. This is the exact same board. I remember it. As you see, the second two DDR2 slots are not included. Okay, maybe it's not exactly the same. I thought it was there for a second. Maybe this is the older version, but I'm going to try to get this one fixed. Now, I'm not going to power these up today. I'm going to get this crap out first before I even bother trying to plug these things in. So, yeah, I got to recap this board. Just the Chemicons. The Panasonic or Matsushitas can stay. They're perfectly fine. Yeah, look at all this crap. Oh man, this is crazy. It's gonna make a nice clean out video. But I mean, for the smokers watching this is not as bad as I've seen, but it's still an example. The dust that's in this computer, it's a bit more. You may notice how it's caking up a lot more on stuff. It has a bit more of a stickier substance to it. Can you imagine what's in your lungs when you look at this computer? I don't mean to do this to embarrass anybody, but I'm doing this to raise awareness, because I'm gonna be honest with you. My grandmother, she died from smoking. She died from COPD. It broke my heart watching her struggle to breathe in her later years. And this is why I try to raise awareness of why you should put down the cigarettes. At least switch over to e-cigs. Do something. But anyways, 640 hard drive, I think. Yep. Probably original drive right there from... Let's see if it has a date on it. It's got so much dust, you can't really see nothing. Oh, this thing is just filthy. Oh. Okay, so our power supply, Lite-On 300 watt, built like a tank. 19 amps it can do on the 12 volt rail, which is plenty for this machine. Yeah, this is probably one of the best supplies that HP would toss in these machines. Best techs were... the best techs were okay. They're not terrible. The best sets were okay. Some of them had capacitor problems. The Hypros were a step up. They were built like a tank, but sometimes had cap issues. The Lite-Ons, however, were even better. Although in some rare cases you may have a failed cap here and there, but anyways, I think this concludes it for the first one. Let's go ahead and have a look at the second one. Okay, here's the second one. Oh man, my hands are sticky after that first one. And this one has the wonderful Torx bit screws in it. Yeah, back in the day I always used to call those Compact Express screws because the Compact Desk Pro EN systems from like 2000 had them. Yeah, I think that's where HP got this from. So in my screwdriver I should have Torx bits, and I do. Okay, so this one, if it wasn't obvious, is a lot newer. I'm going to flip it on its side. And right off the bat, I'm not exactly a fan of this chassis. So I see it looks like they give you a spot for one hard drive and nothing else, apparently. Unless you can bolt one to the front of the chassis, I can't really tell for sure. But anyways, newer Intel based system. Look at all the dust on the hard drive. And one thing I don't know if you noticed when I was looking at the back is look at the VGA port. Where are the things that the cable is threaded into? Oh, they're on the cable. So whoever had this, instead of just unthreading the little screws on the back of the connector, just figured it'd be easier just to rip it out of the back of the machine. Seriously, come on. But this machine has built-in Wi-Fi. You can see the little mini PCIe slot that the Wi-Fi card, the laptop Wi-Fi card is in. And yeah, these aren't on the inside. They're not as bad as I was expecting them to be, but I mean, they both came from a smoker's home. This machine doesn't have as many hours on it. Obviously, it's newer, but because I doubt they were ever cleaned out. This one has a Delta power supply in it. Standard efficiency, yeah, not even a. It means it essentially it's not a 80 plus certified unit. It has two 12 volt rails. One can do 12 amps. Get you a better look at the label, why not? One can do 12 amps, the other can do 6 amps plus 5.08 volts. Can do 13 amps plus 3.3 volt. Can do 12 amps, and plus 5.08 standby can do 2 amps. Yeah, I wonder why they call it I wonder why they call it 5.08 volt rail. And at least it's honest about what it can actually do as far as power output. It says max power 300 watt at 25 degrees Celsius, which is typically a lot cooler than what the inside of your computer runs. A lot of times your inside your system will get up to 40 degrees C. So if it gets up to 50 degrees Celsius inside the machine, your power supply can now do 260 watts. Which is still enough for this machine here. Yeah, that's rather interesting that they would be honest and note that. Yeah, you can see HP branded unit, manufacturer name, Delta Electronics Power. Delta units are pretty good. Matter of fact, they've made some they've made some pretty reliable units over the years. This one has a lot of dust in the fan. A lot of dust in that fan too. Fan seems to be fine. That's something I didn't check on the other ones, was how well the fan spun. But as mentioned, I'm not going to power these up today. I'm going to get these things cleaned out first before I bother powering them up. Yeah, this machine, pretty bare inside. I'm not really a fan of these newer HP chassis. Not a big fan of all of them. At least has no failing caps on this motherboard. So it looks like with a good a good cleaning and fresh installation of Windows on it, it could be somebody's new to them computer. I also got to figure out how they fix this VGA hookup. Probably some good super glue would fix that, but yeah, seriously, come on. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, I do see a little hex indentation in both of these, so it looks like, yeah, I think what they did, because it's on the back of this monitor. Oh yeah, let's look at the monitor. eMachines monitor. You know, this thing was silver when it was new. I want y'all to look at this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna set this up on the table. That way we get a different color temperature light. You can better see this. You see all the stains on this? You see how it's kind of yellowed? Especially on the corners. That's what cigarette smoke does. This is what secondhand smoke does. So if this is what secondhand smoke can do, can you imagine what it does to your lungs? So let's look at the video connector. Oh yeah, there's the things that belong in the back of the machine. Yeah, I can put those back in. Just gotta unthread them off of these screws and push them back in with some super glue to re-secure them, and it should be fine. But yeah, just think about that. I mean, I've done videos like this before when I would get desktops and laptops in for service, or most of the machines I get are like this are dead. Cigarette smoke will kill your computer. It will. It'll kill it. Because you know all this tar and stuff, it can be conductive, and when it gets on the motherboard and stuff like that, especially like in laptops, because they have such tight airways in them, it can wreak some havoc on your machine. So you imagine what it does to your computer. You imagine what it does to your lungs. So anyways, I think that wraps up for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Well guys, that's it for this one. But it doesn't have to be. There's plenty more videos on the channel to check out. Also, if you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you absolutely hated it, there is the alternative button as well. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. And remember to click the bell so that we get notified of all updates. Also, if you're interested in things aside from computers and technology, check out my second channel. It's CubeComp MTDX. Over there you'll find videos about weather, elevators, bicycling, and pretty much whatever else I figure out to upload. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your support.